Thanks for perhaps giving someone a little bit of a fit for those flashes.
Just a little bit. Do you like the Santa hats, by the way?
Say again, sorry?
Do you like the Santa hats? I laugh whenever I see Io with a Santa hat on.
Yeah, it looks a bit weird. I remember playing Monkey King as well with the Santa hat, but then when you turn into a tree, it positions it in a very suspicious area.
Oh. On load through it, it's like on the side of his head. I know that. But now...
Does the bear get one?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, on the bear.
Oh.
But this kind of feels like pay to lose now, because even though he's got 0 turn rate, you know which way Io is facing. So...
Oh, that's a good point, actually. I do actually find it funny, his little hat pointing in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Just sliding around. Oh no, the pings. Not again.
The hat is inside himself, though, if you have a look closely.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like on the top of the ball. It's like on the.
I mean, it's just light, right? So, like, what is the top?
Philosopher's going to answer these questions for eons. No one actually really knows.
I haven't seen too many teams do it, but just seeing that Dawnbreak innate ability, what is it called? Break of Dawn, there we go. Giving map hacks for a couple of seconds for Boom. I've only seen one team actually do the Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature combination together with it. Just to get literally everything across the map exploded with that damage.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool, actually.
You'll notice as well, Mac went the Thunderbolt facet instead of the double shield jumpy boy, just because Invoker has so many ways to be able to A, get rid of your shield with a tornado, or B, just cold snap you midair. So Thunderbolt going to be really great at being able to find those backlines and control them, notably the Io. Like, that is the one that they're going to be focusing pretty much every single time.
Do you think it's definitely worth it for the reduced reduction on the Rolling Thunder?
Reduced reduction.
On the Thunderbolt. sorry, I mean the reduced time, because the duration, yeah. I wasn't clear.
I love the reduced reduction. I think it's worth it, just because you do need to be controlling that IO. Like, this is what their entire draft on Yangon is revolved around, right? It's an IO draft, so you just need to address the IO, basically.
I mean, I remember you speaking about this gyrocopter bottom lane, about how this would turn in, and I really do like the save mechanism that you spoke about the Lich having the Frost Shield, because of course Marcy, main damage is going to be this Unleash when she gets herself level 6, and if you got yourself the Frost Shield, then already level 1, you're reducing around about 45% of that damage.
It's kind of nuts how much you're able to reduce just with 1 point, and that's why the Invoker was so important as well, right? Like, you needed a way to be able to get this Frost Shield off a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, 8 seconds is a long time when it's level 4. Doesn't sound like it, but it definitely is. I mean, Black Hole lasts, what, around about 4 or 5 seconds, and that feels like an eternity sometimes.
Yep. So, I mean, this is going to need to be like a nullifier game for Sun Wukong as well on his Marcy. Like, you just need a way to be able to stop Force Staffs, Glimmer Capes, Frost Shield, anything of that nature just needs to be removed instantly in a lot of these engagements. I do like how they've actually manipulated this lane, though. Like, Gyrocopter isn't getting a ton of farm, and that's just because of how they've not allowed them to make a few of these pulls happen. Feels really good.
Starting to harass nicely, though, a little bit with the flat cannon. Meanwhile, top lane, though, getting some cog action here. KSH, FBZ getting quite a bit low here. I mean, especially for the position 3 Dawnbreaker. Still okay, though. Not really anything that the Tiny can do yet. Actually saving a skill point here. Still only got himself the Tree Throne. Is about to get level 3. And a contest here for the... Ooh, just about gets the Lotus. Even with that Battery Assault there.
Nice out by Tims. It's all rain gun. I mean, he's just got the Wind Lace. I was wondering, like, how is he actually looking to try and keep up with the Nyx Assassin a lot of the time? He's got a 25 movement speed disadvantage right now, so yeah, really expecting him to try and rush into that Boots of Speed as quickly as possible.
Finally spending that skill point now, actually putting it into Toss and Avalanche. You would max Avalanche here, or would you go would you max Tree Grab, being as your Tiny carry?
Good question. I mean, I think you can kind of think of it in two ways, right? Do you want him to be the one getting a lot of farms, sitting back, letting the rest of the team do the work, or do you need his damage? And I kind of feel like you need his damage in these early stages. So, you know, you might look to still go into this Avalanche sort of build and then get your farm off of winning team fights as opposed to just purely right-clicking camps.
Well, they're going on Mac. They've dropped a blood grenade. The cogs are there. No mana to actually get out of those cogs. And that's going to be a kill there. Unfortunately, trying to leave it for the Invoker, but the uphill miss will not allow him to get the kill, and it will go to the Clockwork. Still
a nice hero to get it, though. Like, he's got the Boots of Speed queued up. He's going to have a wand coming, Magic Stick coming through soon. And now it becomes a whole lot more difficult for Nyx Assassin to play this game, at least in the lane, right? FBZ isn't going to have quite as easy of a time being able to secure a lot of this, and he might be in a bit of trouble here, actually.
Oh yeah, the Avalanche there, the cogs too. Cogs doing a lot of work here, and now this is going to allow them to get themselves a second kill. So Rain, moving around with these rotations. The Clockwork 5 really paying off here right now.
It's a great hero, right? Like, you do fall off in a big way in the later stages, but you still do have that BKB piercing stun. You do still have the cogs to be able to kind of force BKBs in the middle of a lot of fights, and that's not something that a lot of position 5s can do. Tim's there just being punished for his a little bit of greed. I mean, it's an Nyx Assassin, right? You're going to be a bit greedy, but with the death onto Mac, hold on, up top, KSH dodges out the stun, and I think he should be fine as well.
Yeah, he's pretty tight. 1,500 HP with those powered treads at 5 minutes. I mean, that's the benefit of playing tiny carry. You're just, you know, so tanky.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Soul Ring that he's going for, though. He has a lot of mana issues. That should help, the Soul Ring.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I don't think I recall a single Tiny that's gone the insurmountable facet. He's gone Crash Landing just because of how broken it is right now. And
yeah,
instead of maxing out the Avalanche, you max out the Toss just to be able to get the most out of that that spell at this stage.
Quite a lot of rotations on the mid lane here, though, too. And attempting to go for the Nyx Assassin here. More cogs. The Impale there. It does land onto 3, but it won't be enough to save Tim's life. He will fall to the Clockwork.
Doing a great job. Now he's got the treads as well. I mean, maybe he's going to be the one building into... We talked about the drums potential. Hold on. He might even be scouting out this Observer Ward. No. Just off the mark there. But yeah, drums for a Clockwork feels pretty great, especially with the Boots of Bearing to be able to stop a lot of the slows that they've got on Boom side as well. Feels really good. My eyes are still on what item build Jackie is going to go for, as down bottom, actually, there's a little bit of action here.
There is indeed. Activating that level 2 Rocket Barrage. It's doing quite a bit of damage there to the Marcy. Running into the creeps.
Well,
yeah, they won't be able to get a kill there. Sec. Uh-oh. Crashed PC. It must be all the pigs.
Good thing he... Yeah, right. Good thing he got away, though. So not giving up a single kill yet at this stage from Yangon Galacticos. And again, this is what we were talking about. They have the potential to take it up against the best teams of A, the region, and B, the world if they ever get the chance. But they got to have the draft to be able to make it happen. I'm just having a quick look at Zorain as well. Moving around the map, 5 seconds until those Wisdom runes are about to come up. And he is eyeing off that one to the south of him. But Tim's, FBZ, they've both got eyes on him.
They have, yeah. I think it most definitely will go to Boom. This Wisdom Rune. They're definitely able to secure it there with Impale. It's on his own, too. I mean, speaking of PC crushes, though, you mentioned the Break of Dawn innate ability. Have you ever had it where you like dropped like severe FPS when that's come up before?
Surprisingly not. I actually got a new CPU recently, so that might have helped. Only, like, Mass Illusions / Wukong's Command has done that for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, and this most definitely may be a kill.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, still able to get away. Very nice.
And again, like, he pops the healing cell, but he's got Tranquils as well, so he doesn't even need to be in this sort of area. So close to being able to scout out that Observer Ward as well, placed by Tim's. maybe during the daytime he'll be able to see it when he's walking around on that cliff. So actually a clever time for Tims to have positioned that one right before the nighttime, so that solo kill, by the way, from KSH. Crash landing.
Oh, he put it into toss. He didn't put it into the avalanche.
Yep. So in the space of 2 seconds, he dealt 800 damage to this 1100 HP Dawnbreaker.
Wow.
At nearly 8 minutes. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fair?
That's a bit crazy.
Now the rune skirmish a little bit here.
Oh, it spawns top.
Yeah.
And the cogs are there. Oh, the rolling thunder coming out, stunning up the clock. They may be actually turn it around. They will do indeed. Actually taking down the clock this time in his own cogs, but Lich will most likely fall.
Oh, what a toss!
There. They get both Nyx and the Lich, so in return for losing just the clock, they get both of the supports here on Yangon Galacticos.
Man, that is a really solid rotation coming through from KSH. He's been an amazing game so far, topping the net worth. 103 gets the haste, denying it away from Mac, who probably could have got it with the Thunderbolt after getting the kill onto the clockwork there. And then he secures another kill off the back of his rotation and then is able to get back to the lane before the haste wears off. Like, that is pinnacle of really good carry play coming through.
And this is what you like, right? I mean, I remember when the... I can't remember which update it was, but with the metas ever changing, it's always been more beneficial to have this type of carry that you can always help out the team instead of, you know, like, farming forever.
Just say not anti-mage. That's what you're saying. The amount of times that I see an anti-mage and I'm like, oh, we're in for a long one, boys. This is not looking good. But yeah, Tiny, Monkey King, Gyrocopter, these are the sorts of... Good Terrorblades as well can really provide you that extra benefit that you're talking about.
To get that solo kill there on Marcy 2 on this bottom lane. I'm going for a Crystallis. Second item, already got a Falcon Blade here on Gyrocopter. Chat Boys has a blink for the Tiny. So really going all in here to try and help his team and benefit with the early damage that we were speaking about, the toss and the crash landing. Already trying to actually find a kill here. They're going to go for FBZ, who's trying to farm these ancient creeps. Slowed down here by that Cold Snap EMP. The cogs are there. Here we come. There's the toss. Gets the kill onto FBZ.
And that's prior to Blink Dagger, which it is 10 minutes, and KSH has it coming out to him on the career right now. So you talk about, like, what is the strategy that they're going to go for on Yangon Galacticos. This is it, right? They're wanting to just go all in, screw your team fight. We've got much stronger pickoff.
I'm watching now where KSH is just going to be able to one-shot one of the supports now with this Avalanche and Toss. That's what he's going. Tree Throw. Still at level 1, putting all the points now into Avalanche. Here we go. Echo Saber, next item.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. I mean, it just gets you through that early game, gives you some map control, and then gives you ways to be able to play around that global presence that you've got with the Io, right? With the Invoker, who's had a pretty good game too, just ghost walking around the map.
They found that ward that you're on about too. Oh, Avalanche and Toss too onto FBZ. They're going to get the kill once again onto the Dawnbreaker. Falling, taken out, killing spree for KSH, and they'll find themselves the top tier 1 tower.
This is what I was talking about, though, with the Nyx, right? Even though Tims hasn't necessarily gone the greediest build, he's only got the 1 point in the Mind Flare, so it's more of a, like, when I'm on the move, I'll use it when it's off cooldown sort of deal. But it still means that he's left FBZ on his own. And Dawnbreaker is a strong laner, but you just have a look at the net worth difference. He's, like, more than 2.5k behind the Tiny.
Yeah, that hurts.
He's about to step forward into that Sentry Ward range as well. I
Yeah.
actually do see him.
They have a cheeky second sentry within the trees.
Yep.
Tiny ready, KSH got the blink. They're actually going to place it.
Lich needs to be so careful with his positioning as well. He cannot get blown up by this Tiny.
Thing is, though, he's not farming KSH. Trying to really find an opportunity here. Just hasn't found one yet, so wasting a little bit of time not farming. He's gonna blink away now.
Like, if it's going to open up the map, it's worth that attempt, especially when you've got Blink Dagger. I mean, Blink Dagger is not a farming item, so if you want to be able to make the most of your item choices. You've got to play around what's most beneficial, right?
Yeah. Just roaming around, throwing creeps.
Just tossing, blowing up an entire creep wave. Isn't that nice? There we go again. Very fair, very easy, very simple.
Still yet to see the power of Io and Marcy, though, yet, with Skill 8 just lying in midst in the trees.
I feel like we're getting very close to that point, though, right? Skill 8 has the mech built up. He's got his level 6. He's tethered together now with the Marcy, so I'm wondering if they might go for that sort of play soon, or are they just going to wait for this armlet to be up on the Marcy because it's a big damage boost? Not even actually relocate. They're going through the twin gate. Just really, again, open up the map. That is the strategy that they're going for right now. Reduce the places that this gyro can play. Make it a little bit more obvious when Nyx is making a lot of these movements. I still think FBZ on his Dawnbreaker, he is the main priority for them. Like, you can just find him consistently and take that Solar Guardian out of the equation. That is such a big benefit to your team.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And he's just resigned himself to the fact that he's going to get gone on. He's gone Blade Mail, first item, just saying, look, if you're going for me, you're going to at least, like, pay with a little bit of your life for it.
You get a feeling.
Maybe this team can come. Yeah.
Well, Tim's is scouting out, though. That's our rain, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna need to TP to protect.
Oh, they're going for the wisdom. Tim's is not going to get it. Nice TP there from him.
Oh, Skill 8. He relocated. Yeah, needing to pop the Chain Frost, otherwise he would have relocated back. So, yeah, nice rotation coming through from Jackie, who's, okay, going for the Aghanims, not going that Drums Rush that I was talking about. To be fair, they haven't really grouped up that much as... Hold on.
Yeah, Tim's just got hooked by the clockwork. Caught in the cogs. Nowhere to run in that part. So now maybe perhaps they'll try and focus down this tier 1 tower. And tanking the tower, PH is with the alacrity here. Really trying to take it down. KSH here too. He's got himself a blink. Here comes Io to help with the overcharge. Crits Creek giving that extra attack speed. And there we go. Tower falls. FBZ. He's got himself the Blade Mail now. They still want to jump him. Look at it, hanging around in the tree line here. Deciding not to go for it.
Again, though, this is where it feels like they're at their strongest. Nighttime on Yangon Galacticos, right? They've taken out all tier 1 towers. They have pretty good vision on the Boom Esports side of the map, and you're not going to have that extra vision for the Flak Cannon to be influencing a lot of these fights as well, just because it's nighttime, right? You don't have that additional source of vision. So right now, they're just going to try and split up the map as much as possible, right? Don't lose a team fight at this stage. Just try and cheat a little bit of extra experience wherever you can.
It's really difficult for Tim's right now to actually land a Vendetta. I've just seen him trying to roam around the map. He's been using this more to actually snatch wisdom runes than he has to actually jump onto it. Oh, you'll finally use it. There we go. They get themselves the clock. These sentry wards have been really pushing him away and stopping him from actually using his ult and avalanche and toss. Oh, it's not enough to actually take down Tim's, and he's healing back up there with the Solar Guardian. Now they attempt to turn it around here onto KSH. He's got no one to protect him. It looks like he's going to fall. There we go. The rest of Boom Esports rotating together. They find themselves 3 kills there and a double kill for the Gyrocopter.
I mean, realistically, that should have just been a kill onto the Clockwork, right? It also just gives you a bunch of information with the Nyx Assassin revealing his position. You know the Vendetta isn't available. But Tiny just jumps in there, 1v4. They had vision at the start of that fight. Yes, it got dewarded towards the middle stage of it, but that is a valuable kill that you've given up now. A killing spree going the way of Jackie. Gets a double kill, actually, off the back of the Io going down as well. He didn't even bring in the Marcy, so... It's the first big fumble that Yangon have made so far, and it's resulted in a 3k net worth deficit.
Oh, Tim's just getting out there with that Vendetta scuttle. 550 movement speed straight up.
And now Jara's got Ags as well, so this is a timing that should have probably been coming maybe a minute or two later, but instead... You've just got so much more potential now to survive a lot of these fights, deal that consistent damage, pick up your farm at a much faster pace. And you got to remember again, KSH has gone for this ganking style build. He's not gone a really farm intensive build. He's trying to now, but has the time passed because of just that one big poor decision in trying to take a fight and feeling a little bit stronger than he actually was.
I mean, he's still pretty similar net worth to the Gyro.
Similar, but I feel like Gyro is going to accelerate so much faster. And, by the way, they smoked underneath a ward right there.
Yeah, they just broke on Tim's there. They've just attempted to try and get a hookshot too. Will not capture the Lich. Lich is still okay, caught by the Avalanche. There's the jump from the Marcy, finding the kill. Solar Guardian coming down now, trying to focus on Wukong. They found the IO. It's going to be a 1-for-1. The Rolling Thunder there too, catching the Marcy. Marcy will fall. Rolling Thunder connecting now onto the Invoker. Where's the follow-up? Do they have it? Attempted to chase him now. KSH coming in with a toss. Get away from my Invoker, he says. Because now he's attempting to flee here within the river, but in comes Tims with the Vendetta and the Impale. Turning it around now with the Meteor there. They find the kill. KSH, though, he's got 3 heroes upon him. He's getting lower and lower. They find themselves the Invoker and the Tiny there too. Gyro just surviving on around about 300 HP, but they will come out on top here. Boom Esports. Clockwork will TP away, but they find themselves 4 kills on Boom Esports.
And you just see the difference there with the amount that the Gyro is able to do in that fight, right? 5k damage being done by him. He gets off, I think, just 2 uses of the flat cannon, but it's with the vision that they're able to make that advantage happen, right? Placing it down towards the very start. I'm a little surprised that they didn't take away that Watcher as well from Yangon Galacticos. They've got Marcy, so they only take it in 1 second. And it just feels like it just gave them way too much information throughout that entire team fight. And again, another big difference is that FBZ was able to Solar Guardian in rather than being the one. Incredibly impressive in the first, let's say, 12 minutes of this game. Taking away all the towers, finding pickoffs, really ruining one core's game. But beyond that, it feels like they lose a little bit of direction once it breaks into this this sort of stage of the game. And a big kill to be giving up on your Tiny, who has had a pretty much flawless game up until that point, has now resulted in all your tier 1 towers going away. The Gyrocopter finishing up the Ags, the Dawnbreaker finishing up the Ags, and I mean, now, how do you come back into this? It's going to need to rely on the pickoff, but the thing is, Boom now are at the stage where they kind of are fine with grouping up and going themselves. I think maybe all they're waiting for is just this Ags to come out for Max Pango, and it's on the courier right now.
Yeah, on the way. Meanwhile, Sun Wukong, he's close to a BKB here on Marcy. I really think this is going to change the pace in the team fight somewhat, because just hasn't been able to get off any damage with the Unleash here. But then once you have yourself that BKB to stop, you know, any of the disablements, I mean, especially from Impale, from Nyx, and, you know, the Rolling Thunder here too, then hopefully you should be able to get it off. But you've still got that problem of the Aghanims from the Dawnbreaker like we spoke about, and they're taking Roche right now here too on Boom Esports. So having themselves the Aegis on the Gyrocopter quite early on. I mean, he's almost finished the BKB here too, only around about 1,000 gold away.
Nearly got the snipe there with the rocket flare, just about half a second late from Zorain. It was only a level 1 though, so probably not going to get the kill, and I think that's what the old chat laughter is about. I do like that Yangon didn't just sit back and let them do whatever they wanted throughout all of that though. They went, they stole the Wisdom Rune, they got their own Wisdom Rune, they kept mid and top both pushed in. Like, yeah, sure, FBZ was able to deal with the mid lane, but they didn't just sit back and do nothing in this state. You know, they're not playing afraid. I don't think that's something that Yangon can ever be accused of doing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tormentor stolen. Boom Esports. And that went to Tim's there, so he's got himself the Vendetta applies break on attack. Very nice.
This game is kind of meh.
Yeah, not that much. I remember when they used to do a lot more, like it used to decrease like the amount of magical resistance that they have. Oh, Solar Guardian coming down. No mana here on Tiny. And being impaled and stood up so many times here with the Rolling Thunder. The impale there too. There is clearly no escape there for that poor Tiny. It will fall, but that's quite a precarious place to farm, right? On a Tiny.
Especially considering, remember that previous team fight I was talking about, the vision that they had on Boom, and, you know, they didn't deward and decided to let Tiny farm on the other side of the map completely away from the rest of his team. So it's just a very big blunder coming through there from KSH.
Yeah, not the greatest. BKB finished now on Marcy, ready to pounce. They just need their Tiny to come back, and you were bang on right, Danog. I mean, Tiny was matching the Gyrocopter in terms of farm, but now starting to fall behind. 2k ahead this Gyrocopter is right now. BKB recipe is just about to land into Gyrocopter's hands, and then that'll be a BKB, 3 minutes Aegis. I think we could most likely see a tier 3 tower push.
I think you could. You know, like most of the time it's second Aegis that you're trying to do this sort of thing, but maybe they're just going to play...
smoke break, sorry. Sorry,
No,
Danog.
right.
They're going to go on to... Nope, missed the Impale there onto Io. Now Tim's attempting to flee, but they're pulling back. There's the suplex, the dispose. They take down Tim's. Do they want to try and hunt for more? As Young PH coming forward, he's got himself the EMP there and the Ice Wall onto Jackboy, slowing him down. They find Lich all on his own. The toss forward there too. They're going to attempt to try and take down the Gyro. They will do so indeed, taking down that Aegis.
Rolling Thunder's up.
Doesn't feel all that powerful right now, but that BKB's ready. They've got the Sunstrike, the Solar Guardian coming out along with the Rolling Thunder there too. Gyro able to survive through it all. They take down the Clockwork, but Yangon Galacticos, they're still okay. Do they want to go more on the hunt? Homing missile coming in. It affects the Tiny there. They've got themselves the Tornado, though, and the Pounce right onto the Gyro with them. Oh, the meaty meatball. There we go. Taking down the Gyro. KSH is still fine. Getting impaled there, but healed up by the Io. They will lose the Marcy there with the clock, but they still do take down this Gyrocopter with this Aegis. Taken down. There's still team fights going on here with an avalanche and toss taking down the Pangolier, but Tiny so close to death is going to fall. The Chain Frost there too, bouncing back and forth. They will find FBZ.
Taken up in one.
What a manic team fight here. It's now Lich 1 kill away, but Tim's with the Mind Flare and the Dagon. They won't be able to find the Io, but they will find the Invoker. That turnaround with an insane nuke damage coming out from the Nyx Assassin, finally paying off. You gotta respect him when you're this big intelligence hero.
The 5v5 coming through for sure is, you know, a big impact there, but I gotta say, like, it did feel like there was a bit of a lack of communication coming through from both sides during all of that. Like, more importantly, Boom. Like, what was Tim's doing completely away from the rest of his team in the mid lane to start that fight? They had a great ward behind the tower, they had the Aegis, they had Gyro pressuring Tier 2 tower, and he's just completely away from the rest of the team, not allowing them to just secure the objectives that might give them that high ground push. And then in the middle of that fight, we saw the Rolling Thunder inside of the cogs. I think I saw 5 different cogs get hit once, so Back wasn't actually able to move out of them. He was just stuck inside of it. That's why they still had so much mana to be using all of their spells towards the end of the fight, because you weren't able to make the most out of this Aghanim Scepter on the Pango. And then, at the end of the fight, when Io's trying to TP away, Lich had the mana boots off cooldown, and the only thing stopping the Impale was Tim's didn't have enough mana. So, you know, just lots of little things coming through that could have made a really good situation for Boom into one that they just kind of break even, but it just goes to show, like, what a good position they're in this game, that they're still able to make something out of a bunch of different mistakes.
Yeah, that team fight went on for quite a long while. I mean more than a minute, but I did feel it was quite sparse in terms of everyone was kind of like positioned away from each other. They were all quite scattered. It was like small team fight after small team fight until eventually we did see them all group up in the end there, and then everyone just got absolutely devastated. But not grouping up during that Aegis on Gyrocopter did kind of cost them a little bit here on Boom Esports.
Yeah, and I know I did mention previously that, like, the Nyx Assassin, he doesn't necessarily want to be grouping. When you've got Aegis and a deep ward like this one that Zhao placed behind the Tier 2 tower, that's the exception, right? Like, you have the strength at that stage. You have the information. You are the ones that are going to be able to respond. And you want to be the ones kind of dictating the pace of the game, let's say, by taking towers and doing things of that nature. So because of that, tower stays alive for a whole lot longer. It's still got 50 HP, and I'm a little surprised that, here we go, Jackie's now just going to walk forward and hit it once, and it'll die.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Starting to climb back though in terms of net worth. I mean, win probability still in the favor of Boom here. 62% did go down quite a bit by around about 10% since that team fight.
I mean, yeah, we were mentioning how Tim's didn't necessarily give FBZ the easiest time in the early game, But ever since then, like his impact in that last team fight was enormous. I think I saw 2, maybe 3 different combos, which is kind of surprising, right? Because he was the one that initially got picked off to start everything all happening, right? And just rejoins the team fight to Vendetta, into the Impale, into the Dagon, into the Mind Flare, and it gets that quick pick off that they were needing.
Yangon Galacticos feeling a little bit defensive here right now. Not actually spreading out on the map, actually staying around the tier 2 towers currently at the moment. I mean, they do have themselves some aggressive vision, though.
They do. Maybe they just feel like this is the stage where they need to be getting into that next item for themselves. Like we were expecting, it is going to be that nullifier for Marcy coming through next, but still about 4,000 gold away from it. No, actually 3.5.
Yeah.
You've nearly got the Holy Locket for Skille, which would be pretty enormous in a lot of these team fights. Clockwork, Solar Crest, I mean, for anything that's a really slow hitter, like a Tiny or a Wraith King, attack speed just means so much more. So that's going to be really impactful too. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming through very shortly for Yangon, so I don't begrudge them for just being a bit more passive.
The Satanic finally finished now for the Gyro, so a lot more sustain within these team fights coming up. I mean, especially when you have yourself the Solar Guardian 2 from FBZ.
Not beholden to his BKB either. He can still fight as long as he's got one of the 2.
I say Tims was about to scout out the Clockwork then, but feeling a little bit of an itch as if eyes were glazed upon him. Zorain pops the Dust of Appearance there, pushing away the Nyx.
Now you've even got an extra 3 attacks coming through from Jackie, now that he's level 20 from the Flak Cannon.
Radiant structures are
Still able to push out their comfort zone a little bit here. Yangon Galacticos actually taking out this tier 2. There's no one here to meet them yet. There's Cat Boys. He's also pushing an aggressive here on a tier 2 tower right in the middle lane. They will force out a glyph there to protect that tier 2. Are they going for tier 3? Yes, they are. Yeah. Look at this KSH jumping on this tier 3 tower top here. I mean, rotation coming out from Tims. Tims is on his own. The alacrity there, but KSH does not feel that he should. Oh no, he's going back in. He's going back in. I mean, there's the Impale 2. Here comes the Solar Guardian. They're attempting to try and take down KSH. He has not been able to activate himself. That BKB, all because of those chain stuns there. So he will fall, along with maybe perhaps the IO here too. Yep, IO will fall. And that is 2 dead on Yangon Galacticos is now trying to find the Clockwork here. 2 able to cancel the TP there with that Rolling Thunder and the Shield Crash. There we go, getting the kill onto the Clock 2. And that is going to be 3 for nothing here, Danog. They will punish that severely here on Boom Esports.
I mean, I was about to say, like, where's the Sentry Ward down? You know, you're pushing up against a Nyx Assassin who was just allowed to walk forward and get a stun off, which is really surprising to me that they had that. They had one on the IO as well. Want to call out FBZ, though, for a great Solar Guardian usage. Just to be able to, you know, be that extra defense coming through, but he made sure to hold it with the Aghanims and drop right as the relocate was about to go off onto the Tiny and bring him back to safety. That's what I was talking about when I said hold the stun. It wasn't just the fact that he wasn't able to get off his BKB, it's the fact that the extra saving mechanism that they've got was taken away completely. So really well done by FBZ.
Able to chip a little bit at the tier 3 tower. Daedalus now for the Gyrocopter with that Satanic, so looking pretty beefy now at 31 minutes in. Still plenty of items to go for here. You can eat up that Aghanims, you can sell that Falcon Blade. I mean, going for a Butterfly next now on the Gyrocopter, something, you know, Tiny really not wanting to buy a Monkey King bar, is he?
No, definitely not. I mean, he's just more about let everyone else burst him down. Sorry, I'm just having a look at this smoke coming through. Who are they going to be able to find? FBZ seems like the one that they're targeting, and especially when the Roshan Roar happens, you have to imagine, like, where is the Dawnbreaker going to be farming? And they guess right.
Oh, are they able to get anything? Oh, the hook shot just before the gate. Are you able to get through the gate? Here comes the Meteor. They will find that pick off there. The TPs did come in from Boom Esports, but they will not be able to avenge FBZ there. They will get a pick off kill, but they do have themselves the Aegis of Immortality once again on this Gyrocopter.
So really good move there by Yangon, right? One, anticipating what Boom are going to be doing at that stage. Two, anticipating where FBZ is going to be. Three, press Simone to move fast enough so that they catch it just before the Twin Gate. And also, that move buys them a bit of extra time, right? Again, when you've got the Aegis, what do you want to be doing? You want to be pushing forward, you want to be taking high ground, you want to be taking objectives. But they forced 3 TPs back in the process of doing that. So that's going to give them some time to A, wait out this Aegis, but more importantly, get into these big items that we've been talking about. Marcy's nearly level 18. She's nearly got enough for the Sacred Relic. Then she just needs about 1,000 gold for the Helm of Iron Will. You've got the Holy Locket now. You're working towards a Scythe of Vice. Like, a lot of things are coming together for Yangon Galacticos. So this 12k net worth lead, it doesn't feel like the absolute worst.
Honestly, it doesn't feel that bad. Not at all. Aegis, you've still got a little bit of time on it.
Oh,
3
plenty,
minutes.
yeah. But you want to be just going straight up into that lane push, right? You even just have a look on the bottom side of the map. They've got a fairly decent high ground ward covering the ancient camp area to the right-hand side, so I mean, their ideal situation would have just been, all right, push up this bot lane, force them to TP back, force them to try and fight inside of their base, and as long as we get that right sort of jump, or hell, probably don't even need the jump. You could do something like place down the Roshan's banner and...
It really has benefited his team.
I'm not sure how the interaction is actually with the Solar Guardian. Like once you're in the air, do you provide the AC aura to your team? Is something that I'm going to be looking at, I guess. For
I would...
Yeah.
I'd say no.
I would say no as well, but you never know.
I don't think so.
Anything
could happen.
Nicely done. They get a glyph out of Boom. They put a little bit more pressure on. They even got a TP force there from, I want to say, Max Pango. But Boom, they're not worried about defending. I think Jackie is laying down the law saying, guys, we're pushing. And Tim's, where the hell are you? Basically, it's the other thing. He's still mind flaring creeps in the jungle. You're pushing high ground, my guy. Get to your team.
I mean, I was good. I was saying, Invoker trying to deal damage to the gyro, but I actually saw this Witchblade here with the Alacrity on young PH actually did quite a substantial amount there on the gyro, because he has been healing back here. I mean, even without activating the Satanic with the 30% lifesteal, it's still quite something. But I'm wondering what other item young PH is going to go here. He's got him set. He's going for a Scythe of Vice, which I think is really going to be quite nice in terms of stopping things like gyro, getting the very good what?
Rhyming.
What did I say? I didn't even hear myself.
Oh, hold on.
Rolling Thunder.
Mackie grabs the Whisper as well.
Worth?
Ooh, is he gonna miss everyone?
Ooh, the tree! He's okay. Relocated out. Okay, I mean, they did use a relocate for that. They just pinged it.
Okay. I mean, as long as they keep the lanes shoved, it's fine, right? And you just see KSH down here. He's just going to whack a few creeps. He's going to do the same thing to the next wave.
Poor IO.
Yeah.
Or KSH. Uh-oh. I mean, you got to beat KP. Yeah.
Although, do they have Bash run into it?
Oh.
I don't think Pango has it.
BKB TP. BKB TP. That's going to be fine. No, it won't! Oh, the Solar Guardian! Oh, through the BKB! I did not expect that coming! Oh, and I'm sure KSH didn't even! Oh, the Solar Guardian. Stunning on impact there. That was pretty good for FBZ.
Hold on.
I didn't
He's
even
a little
think
isolated.
That, to be honest. He is. He is a bit isolated. They might be able to find the kill. That was a very easy kill. And still got the Unleash remaining. The BKB ready as well. The Meteor coming in. Oh my god, look at that damage there onto the Gyro. Gyro, you're on your own. You're not as beefy as you thought. You've got to respect Yangon Galacticos. And indeed, he didn't. And with that, they get themselves the solo kill there onto the carry. So both carries dead. Tut, tut, tut.
Tut, tut, tut. That's the big thing, right? Like, yes, he is beefy, but he needs someone to back him up. Even if it's just one person, you know, just to provide him that little bit of extra attention away from himself, or that little bit of extra survivability, or that bit of extra damage going back the other way. So both cores really putting themselves out on a silver platter, and, well, it was a big death to give up, especially with no buyback for the Tiny, but Gyro going down as well. Going to give them a little bit of a lifeline. Scythe of Vice now up to Young PH. Nullifier up for Sung Wukong. 15k net worth lead. I still think they can do it, Epi.
Both of these carries having a god complex here, thinking they can take anything, but both of them dying solo.
They know what's going on, though, right? It's a bit of a mistake by Yangon Galacticos, excuse me, not pushing out both mid and bot lanes, so they just completely back towards the left-hand side of the fights. And I'm sure Jackie is...
Smoke break.
That's a pretty decent pick-off. Didn't pop the scythe, though.
Oh, what Skull Basher? Skull Basher, Solar Guardian coming in. Oh, God. That made me choke a little bit there. There's the heck. And the suplex. They will find the kill there onto FBZ. That was pretty... I mean, they got vengeance of their own, you know, the through BKB cancel there with a Solar Guardian and turning it back around with a Skull Basher from Sun Wukong.
And now they're going to try pushing down. The one without buyback is FBZ. 70 seconds on the deck. They will not have a high ground fortification for 45 seconds. And I mean, when you've got a level 22 Tiny with AC, with an IO backing you up, this is the time for you to try and, you know, take away that tier 3 tower on the high ground for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there in terms of that cough there. You know when it takes your breath away, and then obviously, of course, you didn't actually breathe in, so you just...
Just forgetting to breathe, you know, normal things. But look at this Tiny. Look how quickly he's taken this.
Oh, Rolling Thunder though. They've got themselves the Impale there too. He hasn't been able to activate that BKB, getting lower and lower, but the mechanism is there. And the relocate. Oh, back to full HP, but they will be able to take down the Gyro. But with that, Yangon Galacticos.
Is IO saying, give me something to tether to, please?
He's going to try and tether away. Oh, no. Yeah, there's the Sinister Gaze stopping him from doing so. I thought maybe perhaps they could have turned it back around, but I feel like, you know, with FBZ spawning in just a couple of seconds.
Oh, dude, IO's going BKB so that won't happen in the future.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, what other item do you think you could go here on the IO?
Aeon Disc wouldn't be the worst. Don't have too many offensive dispels on the boom side. And you talk about not wanting to go MKB as a Marcy. Well, so Wukong's going to BKB on the Marcy.
I just kicked my extension lead by accident and my entire game just froze for a few seconds. I did not know what the hell happened there. Okay. Oh my god. I had a little bit of a scare. I was like, I do not want to miss this action. I do not want to be caught off by stupid mistakes. Oh, Rolling Thunder there onto 2. It's caught 2. Lovely BKB usage there to stop the further stuns. But they will back themselves off here in esports.
I feel like that's all they were really wanting, though.
Yeah.
I'll be able to see if they were going for any sort of smoke outside of the base, though, with the daytime just coming through. I want to see, what's the win prop? 73%. Okay, seems about right.
It's up and
I
down,
would probably
though.
get that as well. Yeah. Good use of the rockets as well, just to reveal where the team is at this point in time. They smoked underneath that expiring rocket flare as well. So a little bit of a mistake coming through from Boom, so they're not going to know exactly what's happening. Young PH, he can't be hanging around here when they just saw that smoke. Especially holding on to the gem, don't want to give that one up for free. They see Tim's.
Oh, they see the Nyx. Ooh. Oh, the hook shot does not connect. Oh, meanwhile, though, Avalanche. Well, you've got yourself the Aeon Disc. Rolling Thunder coming in now. They've caught the IO with that Chain Frost. And maybe perhaps the Tiny there, too, does have himself the BKB. Not able to TP out. Is he able to TP? Oh, no, the Solar Guardian coming in again. They've got themselves the BKB. TP cancel. And there we go. They find themselves 2. On Boom Esports, just picked off once again here. Down for 80 seconds. Most likely going to siege high ground now. Will the Tiny buyback?
At least he's got it this time. That's the difference there. And they didn't even need the Solar Guardian at that point. Now Max got the Basher as well. So you've got another way to be able to stop any sort of TP engagements. And this is, again, the IO draft is all about killing the IO. You know, you gotta make sure he dies, and then suddenly you feel so much weaker after that point.
Yeah. Well, the Hex actually not going to last that long because of that Aesthetics cap. Yeah, I like that. Oh, meanwhile, though, Marcy, with the Unleash and the hook shot there, too. I mean, Invoker did die there. Both buybacks coming out from Tiny and Invoker. Jackboy's getting low and just able to avoid that tornado there, but they're coming in for the pursuit. They've got themselves the
Tanic's
cold
gone.
snap there, along with that dispose. There we go, able to find the kill there onto the gyro. They want to try and go for more, but that chain frost slowing down the rest of the team, and look at that, Tim's with the Mind Flare, getting the kill there under Zorain on the clock, now attempting to try and hide into the trees and TP away, but that avalanche has caught him. And they're going to find the kill onto the next assassin. There we go. It will be, however, a 2 for 2 with a buyback there from Invoker, also killing him beyond the tier 4 tower, which was quite surprising to say the least.
Buyback on the Tiny as well. I don't know if Io bought back as well. It was pretty low duration left on the death. I don't think Skill 8 did, so at least you've still got that. He's going to have his BKB in not too much time. More importantly, this is the reason for the buyback being used, right? You know you've got Roshan available for yourselves. You can go and claim that one as well. This is the kind of point where I want to see young PH being the one grabbing this refresher. You know, you've got a lot of potential for that multiple uses out of the side device, multiple uses out of the tornado. And
Yeah,
they
he's
will.
going to grab that. I mean, what do you do now on Yangon Galacticos? Now, I mean, 2 buybacks already committed on 2 of your most important heroes here. Do you just sit high ground here right now? I mean, even with this Aegis, and just wait for the buybacks to come back online? Or do you feel like they should risk it all and try and find themselves a pick-off here, utilizing
Normal
the
people,
Aegis?
yes. Yangon, they only know one gear, and it's 5th gear. Like, they're just going to be all systems go, trying to keep on moving forward, get the most out of this little timing, because I'm sure in their minds they're thinking, hey, they think we're going to be, you know, turtling a little bit with this Aegis. Let's go make something happen, you know? Like, we're going to be able to find someone. We're going to find a quick pickup. We've got a freaking nearly level 25 Tiny. Maybe that's what they'll wait for. You know, just something to give the additional toss charge to kind of use against the gyrocopter to prolong, or sorry, reduce the effect of the satanic timing. I mean, he's even got a shield rune on Tiny as well, so he's got 6,000 HP to be able to play around with. Maybe he just wants to wait for that Swift Blink at level 25 as well.
He's going to risk farming here.
He's got the team behind him though, and again, 6,000 HP, so I think he'll be okay. Haste rune. Yeah, I'm sure he's saying, get the hell away from me. Give me my level 25. He's not going to get it just yet.
Swift Blink now. 2 toss charges or avalanche cooldown?
I go toss.
You go toss.
With Crash Landing being as busted as it is, you have to.
Toss charges it is. I do remember when Tiny Carry was he was quite prevalent quite a year or 2 back, and I remember always being so annoyed here by the double toss which Tiny can get, because it just affects you to the point where you're not able to activate BKB if you're able to get it off a second time.
Mm-hmm.
You're just able to kill someone still within the air.
It's not going to require... He didn't get the toss requires no target, though, at level 20. Obviously, as a POS 1 Tiny, more important to have the tree grab base damage to enable the siege a little bit more. But it does mean that if they are needing to defend themselves, they're not going to be able to get that, you know, toss back into tier 4 tower or potentially fountain sort of play happening. TP's now just starting to come through.
Oh, here we go. Alacrity, look at that. Oh my god, look at that Rex fall. They do commit the glyph. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. KSH, he's okay. He blinks away with that Swift Blink. Look at him go.
No Rolling Thunder being available is a pretty big deal. I mean, he is level 26, so it's only going to be 35 seconds away. But yeah, that mid lane is just far too pushed in with a 45-minute siege creeps. It's the double wave as well, so they're going to have to back off for now.
Fastest stone I've ever seen.
And the net worth lead is growing, but I feel like the win probability for Yangon is also increasing at this time, even though they're getting relatively poorer and poorer. Hold on, relocate. They're going to try and get through the back lines.
Oh no! Oh, they're doing it. They're doing it. Oh, here we come.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle tower
Oh, the Jester plays. Come out here now.
I love it. I love it. This is why I watch. I love Yangon. You were talking about it like, are we going to see anything interesting in these qualifiers? And I'm like, Yangon. They're going to be the ones.
I mean, they were kind of applying pressure on the early. Oh, Tim's.
Hold on.
They have vision of him. Oh, yeah, there's the Avalanche, but the Aeon Disc is ready, and they're going to go on to Young PH here. He does activate that BKB there in time, so he will not die. Io, though, in some trouble, is protected by that Glimmer, does not use the cheese, will fall. The Aegis down here, too, on the Tiny. The Cogs is there, though, catching in Tim's. He doesn't have himself that Aeon Disc anymore. It's going to expire very soon, jumping on top of him. The Chain Frost there, still bouncing around, though. They will find the Nyx Assassin. The cheese still available here. They find themselves the Clockwork too. It's going to be a 1-for-1. That BKB activated on both the cores here on Marcy and Tiny as now they jump forward. They want to try and find this gyro, but he's still living through it all. They're not able to damage this gyrocopter here with that Frost Shield. It's now Tiny having to retreat away. The Invoker's down with no buyback, down for 2 minutes. KSH is going to fall to that heat-seeking missile. The homing missile takes him out, and only Marcy remains. And that is definitely GG now. Yep, there it is, folks. Game 1 will be going to Boom Esports here, who win that fight miraculously. They're not even able to deal one glimpse of damage there to the gyrocopter through this Frost Shield.